Hello and welcome to ESAT. I'm Ngudo all day with the news. The Deputy Chief of Staff of the Army defended soldiers who killed 6 people in West Gondar, saying they were ambushed by gunmen who opened fire, injuring 2 soldiers. General Birhanu Jula met the press today in Addis Ababa for a briefing on security situations in the country. The Deputy Chief of Staff said, based on complaints and demands of residents of West Gondar, the Army had searched vehicles belonging to Sur Construction, a company locals accused of transporting weapons and involvement in clashes between the Amhara and Qamant communities. The general said after the search had been completed and the convoy resumed progress, gunmen opened fire at a water delivery trucks escorted by the army while civilians were in close proximity. He said soldiers returned fire in self-defense, resulting in the loss of lives in the crossfire. The Amhara regional government accused that the soldiers killed 6 and injured 18 in Wednesday's incident. Speaking about blockage of the army's withdrawal from Shire and Zalambesa fronts in Tigray a week ago by residents of the area, the Deputy Chief of Staff said that in discussions with the community, it was revealed that those who encouraged the public to block the army had political agenda and were trying to gain political benefits. That's the words of the general. The general did not name the group accused of inciting the public in Tigray to hinder the movement of troops. The residents in Shire and Zalambesa were falsely told that they would come under attack from a neighboring country, the general said in an apparent reference to Eritrea, which had opened its border and improved relations with Ethiopia following a peace deal signed in July. But some in Tigray still have resentment against the former foe that share border with the region. The general reiterated his earlier remarks that the army has now full control of the situation in the restive West Oromo region, where the Oromo Liberation Front, OLF, is accused of fomenting deadly violence in clashes with government forces and residents that resulted in the deaths of dozens of people and the displacement of thousands of people. Federal auditors revealed that consultants at a government irrigation project have cooked up extremely inflated costs, resulting in the loss of hundreds of millions of dollars in the form of payments to a company belonging to the Tigray People's Liberation Front, TPLF. Presenting their report to a budgetary committee of the House of People's Representatives, federal auditors also exposed that the Zarema Mayday irrigation project was launched without feasibility studies. According to the audit report, the consultancy work has been awarded to an Italian firm, SGI Studio Galili, and the construction of the dam to Sur Construction, a company owned by the TPLF, without legal bids. The report said the project was run on orders of unnamed authorities without checks and balances, resulting in the misappropriation of $571.9 million, way far from the originally estimated cost of the project, which is about $146 million. The dam on the Zarema River, a tributary of the Marab River, had faced opposition from monks in the nearby Waldeba Monastery, who decry the encroachment of the project into their holy site. Several monks were tortured, imprisoned, and made to flee the monastery for opposing the project. Monks accused the TPLF of perpetrating the persecution. The dam and the irrigation project for sugar development that began in 2012 in Wolkait has not yet been completed. As locals blocked the progress of trucks leaving project sites in West Gondar on Wednesday, soldiers escorting the company's trucks opened fire, killing at least 6 and injuring 18 others. That's according to the Amhara regional government. An influential Sudanese imam had to be whisked away from a mosque in the capital Khartoum to escape from angry worshippers who confronted him during Friday prayers for not leading them to join the ongoing protests against President Omar al-Bashir. Preacher Abdul Hayy Yusuf has been known for encouraging his followers to march in solidarity with Palestinians and Syrians. He is part of the country's Muslim Clerics Council and often backs the government. The cleric had appealed to the government to exercise restraint in the current unrest, which has spread across the country and resulted in the deaths of dozens of civilians. Several videos have been shared on Facebook to show what happened during and after Friday prayers at the Khatim Marsalim Mosque. In one of them, an angry man shouts, "Get up, Abdullah Hai, and lead us from this mosque." The crowd then is caught in the frenzy and the chant "Down to the regime," spreading across the mosque. The protests, which began in mid-December against the rising cost of fuel and bread, have morphed into calls for Mr. Bashir to step down to end his 30-year rule. That ends the news. Have a nice weekend.